So for this example, we're using the path user interface method, specifically facilitate action. So the starting point here would just be your typical door handle, and the starting end point would be a foot pull for public doors, with a new ending point being an arm pull. So a deconstruction of the starting point would be that doorknobs are typically in public places and they're touched by many different people up to thousands of times a day. Since they can't be cleaned after every person who's touching it, obviously this allows for germs to be spread really widely. So with the solution of a door handle that you can use with your foot, this is a solution that's addressing the need for situations like in a public restroom, say, where you have just cleaned your hands and would prefer not to touch a germ-covered doorknob. An example like this is really showing the path user interface method of facilitating action, because of the way that the foot pull is rearranging the parts of a typical product and is accommodating those who prefer to do things a different way. Now, with this path user interface example, we're looking at the prevent action method. So the starting point here would be a box of Tide Pods. The starting end point would be a child-safe Tide Pod bag, and then the new end point would be a pet-safe Tide Pod container. Deconstruction of Tide Pods are that they're compact pods filled with just the right amount of laundry detergent that you can use when you're doing laundry. The need that's addressed here is that the Tide Pod bag is a solution for people who prefer to use detergent pods but would like to keep a toxic product away from their kids. And this is really showing the path user interface prevent action method, because it's rearranging components of an existing product to offer a child-safe solution. And the objective is to limit misuse by unauthorized people.
Path environment interface footprint. So my starting ending point is bunk bed and starting point is bed. So the bunk bed is going to be a solution for people who want to save space for bed and workstation. So for the deconstruction, people who live in small rooms or apartments and want to save up space as much as possible to maximize the utility, the bunk bed is the best choice, because it allows to have a bed and a workstation in a small area at the same time. Process. So this shows path environment interface method, because a bunk bed environmentally space saving. Like in the picture given on the right, a bed can be placed on the upper level and a workstation can be right under it. So people who want to maximize the utility of their rooms can pick this product for space saving. The path user factor, user adaptation. So my starting ending point is sleep sensor bed light, and the starting point is light. So this is a light stand that gets itself turned off automatically when the user falls asleep. So deconstruction, this light has motion detector installed in the system, makes our bedtime more convenient by making itself turned off automatically when the user falls asleep. So for the process, this shows path user factor method, because a sleep sensor bed light detects the movement in a certain area. So if there's no motions detected for the certain time, it gets turned off automatically. This works really depends on the user, because this light is designed to work when a person falls asleep. That way the user doesn't have to walk to the switch to turn the light off manually.
Third-party factors is environmental adaptation. The starting ending point here is earthquake-proof bed, and your starting point is just a regular bed. The need addressed is safety during an earthquake while you are sleeping. Deconstruction is mattress, sheets, and bed frame. And then the process that goes along with environmental adaptation is because the bed reacts to an environmental third-party factor that changes in real time, which is the earthquake. Once the bed detects the presence of an earthquake, it is able to drop you into a chamber, keeping you safe from falling objects. And then with this addition to the regular bed, this gives users enhanced utilization of their bed. Under the causation method for path provider factor, I use the example of warning with an iPhone. Your starting ending point is temperature alert on the iPhone screen. Your starting point is the iPhone screen, and the need addressed here is it alerts the user their iPhone is overheating. Deconstruction is the iPhone and weather conditions, and then the process exemplifies the warning path provider factor. An alert on your phone reduces the vulnerability of your iPhone overheating. This alert warns the user to take his or her iPhone out of the heat and return the phone to a safe temperature.